Hey everybody, Big Toad is back here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. I've been out for a while, had other things going on in my life, other channels I was working on, but I am back because I have a very interesting video for you today. I want to look at this Chronicler Adelyn, and if you looked at the title, you're saying this can't be true. I use this champion to duo on hard Curse City Borgoth. All right, that is stage 9 hard. And I use this champion because I just didn't really have anybody. Let's go out to Curse City real quick. I want to show you. This is interesting. So let's go to Curse City. Here we are. On hard. Here he is, Borgoth. And look at my champion pool I've got. Just I don't have anybody. I'm all the way down here. I've got here, like many of you, you probably, unless you've been playing this game a long time or you're spending a lot of money, you're like me, and you get to some of these Cursed City bosses and you just don't have champions. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 level 60s. And I tried every combination of these and I could not get this done. And then I looked at Adelyn. I said, well, she's 5 stars. She's only level 49, but she's fully ascended and she's got the full 5 spirits. And so I actually ran it the first time I did this without Brimstone. Put Brimstone on. Let me show you. Let me show you what I did without Brimstone. I put her in with another. Here we go. I put her in with this team first, and at the end of the fight, it went 1,499 rounds, and I won. I almost didn't make it. The turn limit, of course, is 1,500. That's how close this was. But at the end of the fight, I don't have any idea because I started this and then I had to get on my other PC and get on a conference call for some work stuff. And I turned around and looked and I was like over 1,400 turns. And all that was left alive was Stag Knight and Adelyn, and they beat this thing. Yes, it took a long time. But so I made some adjustments and I just ran it with just Stag Knight and Adelyn, and they beat this guy. And like I said, she's not even level 60. She's only 5 starred, but she's fully ascended and she's got 5 souls. So that's what did it. All right. And you can see the first time, look at this. I didn't even have Brimstone. That's why it went so long. If I'd had Brimstone on her the first time, I would have come in a lot under this. And so, but that's what I did. So again, I'm going to move this out of the way. I just don't have a lot of champions here, and I don't have the right champions really to make this happen because my problem was my healers, I could have used her, right? With the crown. But the problem with her is she throws the healing, continuous heal on, and then the boss steals it. So I didn't really have a good healer that could pull this off. And so I knew Adelyn because I have a free-to-play account, and I was so excited. I got my first legendary, and only to find out that Adelyn, I got her free like everybody else, but on my free-to-play, she's still the only legendary I have, and I've been playing the account for 6 weeks now, logged in every day. But she is so useful, and I haven't put. Let me show you what I got on her. You're gonna like this. I think you can pull this off too. I just can't help it. I got to click these. I think you can pull this off too. You're saying, yeah, but what did you do to your Adelyn to make her so powerful? Oh, she's 49, so she's going to be at the bottom. All right, right here. All right, this is what I made to make her so far. Look at this gear. When I re-geared her after the first run, and I was going to just duo her with Stag Knight, I thought I put 2 immortals. I got out, and I only had 1 immortal. The stone skin is not important. It just happened to be, I literally just took gear that I had in my inventory and I used it. Now, speed is important here. Speed. She's got a base 100 and I put 111 speed on her. That's important. If you got less than 200 for sure, you're going to struggle. But putting her over 200, I would say 210, and you're going to be good with her. Health though, 60,000 health. Health is important for her. That makes her heal strong and allows her to stay alive and keep Stag Knight alive. So that's important. I obviously attack. I did nothing. Defense is minuscule. Crit rate. I didn't even look at crit rate and crit damage as I built her out with this gear. I literally looked for HP, speed, and accuracy. I wanted her accuracy high enough and that I could land her debuffs, because that's important in the fight, is to land her debuffs. Now, the most important piece of gear on her, other than hitting these stats, is the blood shield ring. It gives the wearer this shield worth 5% of damage after dealing an attack. So she always had a shield on her, and that's important for this boss. And I'll walk through that if you're not familiar with him. But that's key to making her work. Otherwise, she's not going to work. She's not going to work for you. You got to have a ring. You got to have a blood shield. I think blood shield maybe comes in necklaces as well, so you might check that out. But again, I don't even have these leveled up. Look at these level 12 items, but she did it. Now look at her skills. See, 1 of 5, 1 of 4, 1 of 5, 1 of 1. I don't have any books in her. 0 books. Very low cost, no books. But I've got brimstone. That's key to this, is brimstone. That's going to get your damage, and you're going to kill this boss with brimstone. Okay, her accuracy in all battles, that's important. That gets her accuracy up enough, and Stag Knight's enough so they can land their debuffs on the boss, which is going to help you stay alive. And so let's look at her right here. She's going to transfer 1 random debuff from this champion to the target. Well, the boss does throw a debuff on, so she gets to remove that from her and transfer it back to him. So that's handy. But this is the thing that does it here. Restores 25% of each ally's destroyed max HP. That's not a problem in this fight. No destruction of HP. But then heals all allies by 20% of this champion's max HP. That's why you want her HP kind of high. I got 60,000. That's not an unreasonable target for max HP on her. So you could boost that up higher and make her stronger. But that's the important thing. That's the important skill. That's what you're looking at. Get that max HP up and make her go fast enough with brimstone. And then these debuffs. The sleep's not going to stick, so that's not going to help you. But she is going to throw a decreased speed, decreased attack on there. Now, the other most important thing is masteries. You want to make sure you get the masteries right, or this won't work. So let's look at my masteries and look carefully. You might even want to screenshot this so you don't get it wrong. Because if you get it wrong, it won't work. Trust me. You have to copy these masteries perfectly. I suppose you could probably put something in here and it'd be fine. It'd be better. This is a low cost champion build to beat a Cursed City hard boss. That's really kind of hard if you don't have the right champions. You got a bad champion pool. This rotation though, I've got Adelyn, and she's the boss on this. It's slow, but she gets it done. No masteries, no books, just a ring and speed and health. And she's ready to go. That is crazy, but that's all you need. Okay. Now the other champion I got with this is Stag Knight. Now Stag Knight is, he's a great champion if you've got him, especially early mid game, but look at this gear. I haven't changed this guy's gear in 2 years. Now I did throw this ring on there, but it's only level 8 and it's an attack. And of course he's support. So would this attack do good? Yeah. I didn't care what it was. I needed this blood shield ring. That's what I needed. That's what I put on. I don't care what you got. Throw it on her. Don't even level if you don't want. Blood shield. That's the kicker. That's what makes this guy work. Okay. So again, not anything special on the gear. Let's look at his stats. Health, only 54,000. You could do better. Easy. I could do better, way better with my account now. Attack. Didn't care. Nothing. No attack. Defense, kind of not out of whack here. It's not big. So this is not hard to do. Speed, only 188. Him going fast is not as important as Adelyn getting that 210 speed. Now, if you want to do this faster, get his speed up over 200. Look at the crit rate. Like, I didn't even look. Like I said, I put this on this champion like 2 years ago when this account was very young. I've never, obviously haven't looked at the gear on him since I put it on there. 25 crit. So he's not beating this boss down with his crit rate, but his crit damage, it's only 78. What do I got? I got a little bit of resistance. I don't care if you have resistance or not. The debuff that he puts out there is not going to hurt this fight. And the accuracy. I got enough accuracy because I want to land his debuffs. That's the key. I think you're going to want at least this much health. I think you're going to want that amount of accuracy so we can land his debuffs, and we'll take a look at those in a minute. But hey, if you want to do better, get his crit rate to 100 and stack some crit damage and get him some speed and just hit these minimums. Again, you can see I did not invest a lot in this, but it worked. Again, not fast, but you can speed it up with a couple things like I've just suggested there. Okay, so let's look at his skills. Now, he is fully booked, but what he does, his A1 puts a decreased speed. Now, Adelyn, she also puts a decreased speed, but it's on his A1, so it's always up. It's great to always have this guy slow. So that's handy. His A2 attacks all enemies. Again, it's a one boss attack. That's it. But he puts a decreased defense and a decreased attack on there with a chance, a 70% chance, and I get to boost that up to 95, and a 50% chance for the decreased attack, and again that's 75. So between Stag Knight and Adelyn, they've always got these buffs because she throws the same buffs out there. And then the only thing I don't like is his increased accuracy, and he has a 50% chance to place that if Adelyn, if an ally, in this case Adelyn, she misses one of her debuffs going on the boss, and then he'll throw this. It happens very seldom because you got Adelyn's accuracy up there higher, and she has the accuracy, the accuracy aura to boost the team up. I have him in cruelty. That lowers the defense. Again, 1 star. I'm sure this would work even without this, but cruelty, Hell Hades, on his webpage, that's what he recommends on this champion. And you know, obviously I'm only getting this little bit of health out of it. So but it does bring the defense down. So that's what he does in masteries. I didn't even look at these masteries. This is very typical offensive mastery tree here. Nothing special there. Did get the War Master to put some extra damage out there. There may be better masteries for this. I don't know. And he was always in a defense tree like this for me. I don't know. You may actually do faster if you get his health up and put him into a support with his accuracy and speed. Again, you might bring the boss down faster, but I didn't even look at this. I just threw him out there. So I've done nothing to him but make sure he had a ring. And that was the only thing I changed. So that is the 2 champions. Now I want to go look at the boss. I want to walk through and talk about the boss so you can see why these 2 champions make it work. Why do these 2 poorly geared champions, not even level 60, can beat this Cursed City boss? And I'll show you these skills that the boss has. This is a perfect duo against him. Madness of Fog attacks all enemies, places a 50% decrease attack debuff and a 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns. All right, if it gets on Adelyn, she's going to transfer one of those back to the boss. So more resistance, the better to avoid there, but I'm not too worried about it. And places an extra hit on enemies that have no shield buffs. Well, that's where we have the shield rings. Those blood shield rings prevent this conditional provoke. So there we go. We eliminate that. It's not a problem because of the ring. And it's on both of them. All right. Vile Absorption attacks all enemies, places an extra hit on each enemy for each buff on the target. Guess what? Adelyn has no buffs. So no extra hits ever because of what Adelyn's kit is. Stag Knight only has a conditional buff for accuracy. So, and if you got your Adelyn with enough accuracy on her, then she's never going to get that buff because she's going to land her debuffs. Now, in my run, I see that happen a few times, but no big deal. I can heal right through that. And each extra hit steals 1 random buff. Well, he's never getting an extra hit if there's no buffs and there's nothing to steal. So again, I mitigate this special circumstance. Places a True Fear debuff for 1 turn on enemies who have buffs stolen. Rarely happens because again, you're only going to get a buff when on a 50% chance when Adelyn does not land one of her buffs and Stag Knight's conditional buff procs on her. And that's just not going to happen very often if you build right. Now the next one, Spectral Horror. This is one of the keys to beating this boss normally without cheese approach like I've got is you destroy his max HP and then you do more damage as you destroy it, so you can speed up the kill. I suppose if you put your Stag Knight into a destruction set so he could destroy the HP, you might speed this up a little bit. But I don't know. I ignored it. I didn't care. These two can do it without that. I completely ignore that skill. Easy prey, counterattacks when attacked by an enemy that has no shield. I negate that. And these immunities, they don't matter because I'm not counting on any of these: stun, free, sleep, provoke, block active skills, block passive skills, fear, true fear, or petrification to beat this guy. So these two champions, the way they're built with the rings and their skills, mitigate every one of the conditions of this boss's attack. And so that leaves them just to stand there, just to stay alive with their health, with the heal that Adelyn puts out, and with the brimstone is going to be what kills this boss for you. All right. So there we go. There's our rundown. Now I'm going to run this and let you watch it. And I'm going to speed it up because it's a long run. But if you follow this, I've explained everything. You should be able to do this with this boss because everybody has Adelyn who signed on during the time frame. So most of you are going to have her. You don't have to invest anything either. I got these souls from just doing my dailies every day during that event that got them. And I don't even have her to 50 yet. So very little investment. Playing the game got me Adelyn with that 5-star soul. And then Stag Knight, again, I've only got him ascended once. He's not, a lot of people have him. If not, look around for another champion that kind of does what he does. If you can get a champion that can do damage, that can maybe provide a little bit of survivability and can handle some hits, Adelyn may be able to solo this. That'll be my next test. But this is what I beat it with the first go around. And I hope you learned something for this. Watch the video and, give me a comment. Let me know what you think. All right. Thanks a lot for watching. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Big Toad, and I am out.